Canada! I like performing. Whenever I perform in Canada, it makes me feel like a woman because when I get home, my paycheck is only 80 cents per dollar. I like performing in Canada because I like bragging that I don't have a DUI. I don't know if you know this, you're not allowed in Canada if you've had a DUI in the last 10 years. I thought America had a tough immigration policy. That excludes half the comedians I know. America's like, build a wall. Canada's like, look, as long as you haven't driven into one, we're pretty cool. America's DUI policy, by the way, is the only way to stop a bad guy with a beer is a good guy with a beer. I think it's a good policy, though, because it stops the people with bad decision-making skills from coming in. That's the one you gotta worry about, you know? I think we need more mental health checks, more restrictions based on mental health checks, you know? In America, we have a gun problem. I think the best way to solve it is if you've ever tweeted, I dare you to come take my guns, we get to take your guns. I think that's... If I don't trust your Twitter finger, I don't trust your trigger finger, okay? That thing shoots 140 characters in 10 seconds. But I think that's why people in Canada are just better people, you know? You have to be able to hold your beer, you know? You guys are great. You know, like when Kawhi Leonard left the Raptors, nobody was in the street burning his jersey. You guys were like tweeting at him, like, hey, my cousin has a truck, if you need help moving. You know? I think we should give teachers guns, though. I agree with that. I think we should give teachers guns, then they can rob a Staples for supplies that they need. We had 3 mass bandits. They stole notebooks, pencils, and backpacks and apologized on their way out. I think they were Canadian. Crazy time. I can't believe so many people didn't want to get the COVID vaccine. I know there's rumors that there's like a microchip in the vaccine. I don't think that's true. I don't think there's a microchip in it. I do think there's a microchip in the My Pillows. I think that's what's going on. It's obviously connected to like a tiny speaker that just whispers subliminal messaging. Every night as you lay down in bed, it's like, the election was stolen. The election was stolen. You're very manly. You know, just like, you know, what do they call those things? A white noise machine? You're like, we're not sure. Oh, other way people. That's fine. We're cool with that. Crazy couple years. But hopefully one thing we can take away from all this is recognizing the things that are important to us, right? And for me, I couldn't have made it through this year without family. With money, I mean, that made things so much easier. My brother lives in Hollywood because he's a big-time director. You might have seen some of his work, actually. He does all the TV commercials for Taco Bell. I didn't know that was an option. He gets paid millions of dollars to go, when I yell action, eat the taco. And it's not, stay away from the dog, he's a biter. Also, I've never been in a Taco Bell commercial. How is that possible? Have you seen my hair? It's perfect. I thought Hollywood was all about nepotism because it doesn't run in my family, you know? He's got 2 kids, though, so I go visit all the time. And I still remember the day he told me I was going to be an uncle, because he came downstairs after work, and he was like, we're having a baby, and we need you to move out. This is the treat family. But the kids are great. They're 6 and 4 now, which is such a great age, because they can actually walk and talk and get me stuff from the fridge. They're smarter than you think at that age. You'd be surprised I already had an incident. I'm allowed near schools. Don't worry about it. That's not offensive. They let me in the country. It's fine. Here's the thing. Whenever I fly, I try to bring a full-size pillow on the plane. And I'm sure TSA thinks it's weird and flight attendants make fun of me, but I don't really care. I just smoke a bunch of pot, I get a window seat, and then I wake up in a new city, you know? I'm like, oh, I time traveled, this is amazing. But recently I was visiting my brother, and his 4-year-old comes running up to me, and she's like, you forgot your pillow here last time. Oh, how did you remember that it was my pillow? She goes, it smells like you. She doesn't know it yet, but in 10 years she'll be at a Kanye show, like, hey, this concert smells like my uncle. Over here. My brother just got baptized recently for the first time at age 40, and we weren't raised religious at all. So when my parents found out, they actually freaked out. They called me up, they go, we're worried about your brother. We need you to check up on him. I was like, hey, relax. As far as a midlife crisis goes, Jesus is pretty mild, you know? It could be worse. At least he's not buying a Corvette and abandoning his family. Like, it could be so much too close to home for Toronto. I apologize. No, he's probably just getting cigarettes. He'll be right back. Struck a nerve. But anyway, guys, like, you know what? I'll check up on him. So next time I was visiting my brother, I called my parents. I go, it's worse than we could have imagined. He's into Kanye, you know? Not the old Kanye, the new Kanye. Yeah. My brother loves Kanye West, Jesus, and fencing. So somehow I turned out to be the normal one in the family. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with Jesus. It's great for his life and his family. It just sucks because sometimes he gets a little judgy if I want to catch a buzz. We took a family vacation recently and rented an Airbnb together. At the end of the night, I opened the door to just smoke a joint on the porch, and my brother starts freaking out. He's like, don't do it out here. It's not legal in this state. I don't want the neighbors to freak out. I was like, wow. I knew weed made you paranoid, but I thought you had to smoke it first. You know? Also, we're in Florida. I don't think they're going to care. I don't know if you know a lot about Florida. They're just happy I'm not doing bath salts. Literally. That is the state of low expectations. You know? And I get it. I used to be embarrassed I smoked pot. I started touring America as a comedian, and I realized how popular Oxycontin is. I'm doing fine, you know. Drugs aren't a big deal in moderation, you know. Drugs are like speeding. Speeding's illegal, technically, you know. But as long as you're going with the flow of traffic, like no one's gonna care. You know what I mean? If you're going 80 and some guy flies by you at 150, like, who do you think the cops are going after? Exactly, the black guy doing 55. Oh, I was worried that Joe wouldn't work up in Dreamland, Canada. But I was like, you know what? He's paying for this trip with his Taco Bell blood money, you know? His Taco Bell bloody school money. So I'm like, you know what? Tell me where to go. He goes, oh, across the street there's an abandoned field. Just go smoke out there. I don't want the neighbors to freak out. So I'm standing in an empty field at 1 in the morning. I'm pretty sure this is worse. Pretty sure the neighbor's gonna peek out the window, see a tall, dark, shadowy figure, a lighter flickering in the wind. I'm sure there will be 0 911 calls about that. Only takes 5 minutes to smoke a joint if you're doing it right. So I'm out of there before anyone can notice. And I'm trying to find my way back to the Airbnb, but it's one of those condos where all the buildings look the same. So now I'm at building J, trying to find building C, like a backwards alphabet DUI test, you know. The whole point is not freak out the neighbors, but now I'm tiptoeing to manage rose bushes, peeking in windows. Is this C? Where am I going? Finally, I give up. I call my brother to come rescue me, and he does. And he's giving me this big lecture on drugs and Jesus, and at the end of it, I go, so you're telling me, whenever you feel anxious, you just remember that Jesus loves you and everything feels better? He was like, yes. I was like, that's what drugs do for me. You know? You're talking to a guy who's not there. I have imaginary friends. We're not that different. You know? I was like, I think you should try drugs. You'd probably like it. Yeah? That was about 2 years ago, and now he grows pot in his backyard. So hell yeah! Hey, my family's great, you know, not like 10 days with your brother's kids to remind you why you push away anyone who's ever loved you. It's a joke, they would have left on their own, but I'm trying to get out there. I just met this new girl, she's great, hope things work out. She's been previously married, so she's a rescue. Her previous husband actually killed himself, which is great news because that means I'm her type. Some of you got some bad things, some of you are like, he eats therapy. You're both right, but I actually got over my last breakup with the help of a therapist, but it was a massage therapist, which was weird. She didn't jerk me off. That would have been much less awkward than what actually happened. I don't know what your typical massage expectations are like. I'm just planning on getting naked and never talking to you again, like a Tinder date. But she got really touchy-feely with my actual feelings. I didn't appreciate it. She was asking me super personal questions about my breakup, you know? She's like, are you single? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, why? And I'm like, did she send you? Like, what's going on? Splitting my deductible? I don't understand this line of questioning. And maybe it's my fault. Maybe I walked into the wrong building or I accidentally circled deep issue massage, you know? But every time I would try to give like a vague non-answer, she'd just dig her knuckle into my thigh like I'm a prisoner of Guantanamo. You know? So she's like, how come it didn't work out? I'm like, oh, you know, people change and people grow and time heals all wounds. And then she elbow drops me from the top room like Hulk Hogan. I'm like, I didn't appreciate her enough. I'm so sorry. I ignored her phone calls until she acted crazy and I blamed it on her. It's all my fault. When I left that massage place, it felt just like regular therapy. I was crying. I called my dad to apologize. I had a bill for $800. That's when I learned sometimes it's not the happy ending you want, it's the happy ending you need. This seems better. I'm still a little worried after the last joke, but I became an accidental pothead the last couple years. It was an accident. I used to smoke just a little bit, and then they closed everything except pot shops and grocery stores. And I was like, this economy needs me. I will order Uber Eats every day to keep this thing running. You know? But after 2 years and millions of people dying, I was thinking, like, man, do I really want to be inhaling smoke in my lungs every single night? And so far, the answer is still yes. I heard that's healthier. I don't know if that's true, but I googled, is vaping healthier than smoking? And it said maybe. And I was like, good enough for me. Close tab. Look at me doing my own research. There's been a bunch of studies on marijuana the last couple years. For some reason, I guess scientists were like, oh, no one's listening to our COVID stuff, so let's just move on. I don't know. I read one article that said because marijuana is so addictive that if you pair it with a good habit, you can become addicted to the good thing also. Like, they have to go together. The example they gave in the article is that some people get stoned and then go work out a bunch. And I was like, that seems counterintuitive. But I tried it. It is super effective. Because in the middle of your workout, you just forget how many reps you have. If only the good die young, is Billy Joel calling my grandpa an asshole? Shit, 1, 2, my left arm is fucking ripped. Why do squirrels move like there's always a strobe light, you know? It's a dead-on impression. I don't know why you guys The best workout to do stoned is CrossFit, obviously, because you don't have to chalk your hands. You get a great natural grip from the Cheeto dust on your fingers. No one wants to use the machines after me. It's very weird. I have a couple shirts for sale after the show.